Hello children, good morning. How are you guys? How are you W beta? Hello Pooja. I'm good children. How are you? आप कैसे हो? How's your Josh today? Yes guys. How's the Josh? Yes, मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ बेटा. मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ. Yes children, today we are starting with new chapter, that is human health and disease, right? Yes. Children, this chapter mainly deals with several types of diseases in human and causative organisms, like which disease caused by which organism and symptoms of the diseases. Okay, here you need to remember the disease, causative agent and symptoms. Okay, so these are the main aspects when we discuss diseases children. Okay, so please do follow NCRT while I'm teaching, while I'm explaining things to you. Please open your NCRT and try to connect things. Okay, yes, please don't deviate from the NCRT and stick on to NCRT. This is what I wanted to tell you. So in first half we are going to discuss about the diseases and our immune system. In second half we are going to discuss about the drugs and other concepts which comes under human health, which is related to human health and disease. Is it clear children? Is it clear? Okay, so shall we start the class? Yes. So let us change the slide. Okay, now when we hear the word health, what it means, so we generally think that health means absence of disease. Yes, good. Absence of disease. If you're not having any disease, okay, healthy. And physical fitness, okay, if we are physically fit, okay. But children, it's not only concern about our physical fitness or absence of disease condition. Okay, health is overall development, overall well-being children. It is overall well-being. It includes, you should feel mentally sound, you should feel physically sound. So it is an overall well-being, physical well-being, so mental well-being and social well-being children. So health is overall well-being of an individual. It's not just an absence of disease or physical fitness. Is it clear children? Definition of health, is it clear? Is it clear children? Okay, so now let us see how our health can be uh, imbalanced. It will get imbalanced. So there are many ways from which our health will be affected. So the very first is genetic disorders. Sometimes in our genetic makeup inside the DNA, when child borns, okay, there will be some defects at genetic level. So some genes will be missing, or some of the genes while inheriting from parent to babies, they show some changes in them and they become non-functional. So it results in genetic disorders. Okay, yeah. And other one is infection. Infection. So sometimes due to other organisms like microbe, like bacteria, fungus, virus, helminths, protozoans. Okay, so these are all organisms which can invade our body and can disturb our health. Okay, this is second type, a second method where our health can be affected severely. Third important thing is genetic disorder is not in our hand. Okay, infections will be ruled by microbes and pathogens. Now third is due to our own ignorance, negligence, that is lifestyle practice. The food what we eat, the water what we drink, uh, the lifestyle, the amount of exercise what we give to our body, the level of stress what we give it to our body. So this makes our health to destroy. Okay, so these are the, yes children, very good W beta. Okay, so these are the important causes for the disease condition or loss of health in individuals. Okay, is it clear, children? Is it clear? Okay, so let us go to next slide and see what is there in next slide for you. Any doubts in health definition, children? Always remember, health doesn't only means, physical fitness. It also includes mental well-being and social well-being also. Okay, yes. Now we are going to discuss about common diseases in humans. Okay, so we are going to study some common human diseases. These diseases in human can be caused by, bacteria, or they can be caused by viruses, uh, corona. Okay, so there are so many Zika viruses, so many viruses, swine flu and all. We dealt with viral diseases in recent past, right? Yes. So fungi, protozoans means, children, single cell eukaryotes, right? Yes. And helminths like, as helminths, nematodes like ascaris. Okay, and these are also these are main pathogens which cause disease in humans. Okay, what are pathogens? If any of the organism that cause disease, then they are called as pathogens. Okay, patho means what, children? Have you no okay, मुझे patho songs अच्छा लगता है, मुझे patho songs अच्छा लगता है, आपको पता है ना, आप सब बताते हैं ना patho means what? Sadness, right? Patho means sad. Genesis, formation, sad formation, right? The organism which makes sad to our body, like health, destroying health. Such organisms are called pathogens. Okay, yes, children, let us study one by one common diseases in human. The first common disease which I'm going to discuss today is typhoid, which is caused by a bacteria, Salmonella typhi. See, children, Salmonella typhi is a bacteria. So typhoid is a bacterial disorder. Okay, Salmonella typhi is a, children, bacteria. So typhoid is caused by bacteria. Then you can say this way, right? Typhoid is caused by bacteria. Okay, and this typhoid fever, also called enteric fever, because it mainly, infects your intestine. Enteric means what, children? Enteric means intestine, right? You know that enteric fever means intestine, isn't it? Yes. So mechanism of action, how this disease, cause in our body. See, contaminated food. This Salmonella typhi is mainly present, feces, defecation. For example, someone is suffering from typhoid. When that person defecates, okay, that fecal matter get contaminated with, soil, and then it transfers to vegetables in agri-field or water. Okay. Now, when a healthy individual consumes such type of fecal contaminated food and water, the bacteria enters our body, and now that bacteria reaches small intestine through contaminated food and water. What type of contamination, children? Here it is fecal contamination, because the feces of infected person contains the salmonella. So when that fecal contamination takes place in food and water, it enters our body. Then it first goes to our intestine. From intestine it goes to, different parts of our body, and ultimately reaches blood. Once it reaches blood, it spreads throughout body, right? It spreads throughout body. So this is how it invades our full body and causes illness. The main symptoms, fever. The temperature goes to 39 to 40 degrees Celsius in our body. As a result, we become weak. Okay, and as it mainly infects intestine, you feel stomach pain and constipation. Okay, as it invades blood, and you start to feel headache. Okay, as your intestine is getting damaged continuously, okay, your alimentary canal is getting damaged continuously, you feel less appetite, you don't feel to eat. So that is loss of appetite. These are common symptoms of typhoid, children, and this test will be diagnosed by giving blood sample, at any of the diagnostic lab. Okay, So by giving blood sample, you can, diagnose the disease. And the diagnosis test is called Vidal test. This is very important, children. Vidal test is the one which is, used to diagnose typhoid. Used to diagnose typhoid. Good morning, Mujib. Welcome to session. Yes. Okay. And what is the treatment for typhoid? We give antibiotics. Okay. And as you know, there will be loss of, water content and less, food intake. We give sufficient electrolytes to replenish instant energy. Okay. So these are some of the common symptoms of typhoid and mechanism of typhoid. Any doubts here, children? Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay, understood. Thank you for your response, children. Okay, so now the second disease what we are going to discuss is pneumonia. Okay, this is one of the common word recent days you're getting you're hearing. The main cause for pneumonia are two bacteria, namely Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae. So these are bacteria, children. That means pneumonia. What type of pneumonia here we are discussing is bacterial pneumonia. Okay, bacterial pneumonia. So how we get this disease? See, someone else is suffering pneumonia. When they cough, when they sneeze, okay, the droplets, the saliva, the mucus in from that person carrying the streptococcus, carrying the hemophilus, enters air and makes small liquid droplets, right? The small liquid droplets. And when we inhale that aerosol, that bacteria pathogen enters our body, right? So that pathogen enters our body and it straightly सीधा जाके कहाँ पे इन्फेक्ट करता है? See, once we inhale that pathogen, it directly goes to a lung and it directly goes to alveoli. Can you see here? Alveoli, nothing but sacs which fill with air in our lungs, right? Yes, now you can see these bacteria directly finds way to alveoli. And inside alveoli, what it does, inside alveoli it start infecting cells in the alveoli. See, these are cells of alveoli. So now it start infecting the cells. So as a result, alveoli start getting damaged. And you can see here liquid. Can you see here? This is all liquid, right? So liquid start accumulating in the alveoli and lungs. This is how the liquid will start accumulating in lung. And now tell me, if lungs are filled with liquid, how your air exchange will takes place in lung, right? So it results in severe respiration problems. Okay, so it makes the person find difficult to breathe. So as you know, no breathing, less exchange of oxygen in our body. So your entire body, get less oxygen supply, less energy. And other symptoms due to infection are fever, chills, cough and headache. Okay, so this is how the streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza infects our lung, children. Is this clear? This picture is clear? Always remember, pneumonia it related to lung. Pneumonia always related to lung. Okay, yes. So here what happens, your air sac will get filling with water, a liquid. As a result, you cannot breathe properly. As you cannot breathe properly, there will be entire body will get affected. Is it clear, children? Any doubts in pneumonia, बच्चों? Any doubts in? आपको कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है इधर? आपको कुछ doubts था pneumonia पे previous slide में? No, right? No? Hi, Pooja. You joined late? No problem. Yes, fever and headache सब disease में होता है. क्यों ना बच्चों? See, fever and headache, fever actually is a kind of, a response from our body, a protective response. See, all microbes have their own temperature, like 37 degrees Celsius. Beyond that, they cannot grow. So now, whenever some pathogens are there in our body increases its temperature. As a result, it makes the environment inside our body harsh to microbes. So this is one of the protective measures, beta. Fever, you know why you get fever during an infection? Fever is a kind of protective measure from our body. As the temperature of our body increases, it becomes difficult for microbes inside the body to survive. As a result, disease goes down, the level of infection goes down. Is it clear, W beta? I answered your question. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear, bacho? Good. Okay. So now we discuss two bacterial infections, right? Now I'm going to discuss viral disease, which is common cold. Okay. Yes. What I'm suffering since the beginning of your sessions, right? Yes. So common cold is caused by a group of viruses called rhinoviruses. Rhino means nose, right? Yes. That means the viruses which commonly infect our, nasal cavity and our air passages, they are called rhinoviruses. How the common cold cause? See, for example, now I'm having common cold. I sneeze, okay, I cough. So now when I sneeze and when I cough, the mucus which is emitting from my body release, okay, liquid droplets. We call it as liquid droplets. No, the small liquid droplets. These small liquid droplets, when we sneeze, when we cough, they carry pathogens inside it. See, they are carrying pathogens inside it. So the liquid droplets of mucus, the saliva. Okay. So when you people inhale those air, droplets, it will directly enter our, you know, body and cause infection. So these rhinoviruses mainly infect nose. That's why you get running nose, children. Okay, that's why you get running nose. And respiratory passage. Respiratory passage means nasal cavity, and then you have windpipe, right? Yes, it mainly affects the respiratory uh, passage, the throat. That's why whenever you have cold, you get running nose and itching in this part. But it never goes to lung. But it never goes to lung. Okay. So the common symptoms of common cold, what can be the common symptoms? You can see blocking of nose, right? Congestion. You feel there will be formation of mucus and it's blocked in your nasal pathway, right? And discharge of uh, the nasal secretion. And sore throat, you get irritating throat, hoarseness in the throat, and then you start getting cough. Okay. And headache due to mucus secretion and sneezing continuously, you feel pain in the headache. And tiredness. Okay. So these are some common symptoms of common cold. Okay. And these viral disease, common cold, generally last for 3 to 7 days. Children, you don't have any medicines for viral disease. I'm writing here, no medicine. I'm sorry. I'm having cough. See, I'm telling no medicine for virus. Why there is no medicine? Children, we have antibiotics. Okay, we have anti-helminths, we have antifungal compound. Yes, all these are drugs, and these drugs are acting against cells, right? Antibiotics, antibacterial compound, they act on bacterial cell. Antifungal, no. वही तो बता रही हूँ W beta. See, all these act on some cells, but these viruses are non-cellular, right? These viruses are non-cellular. That means they're not having cells. If you give medicine, then it's not having place to bind, right? So as they are non-cellular, your antibiotics will not work on it. So whatever viral infections we get, it will last on its own when our immune system start fighting it. So our immune system is the only solution for this common cold viral diseases, children. Clear? Clear why the drugs doesn't work against viral disease? Is it clear, children? Because they are non-cellular, they don't have any cells, so drugs are effective against cells. Is it clear, children? W beta, I answered your question. You got that? You got that? Okay. Thank you so much. Now see, we discussed viral disease also, right? Yes. Now I'm going to discuss protozoan disease. What are protozoans? Tell me, what are protozoans? What are protozoans, children? Come on, tell me. What are protozoans? Protozoans are single cell eukaryotes, right? You have learned in your biological classification chapter. Protozoans are single cell eukaryotes. Yes. So the protozoan, this is what we are going to discuss now, is malaria, one of the most threatening disease by pathogen called plasmodium. Plasmodium. Okay, so you have different species of plasmodium which causes malaria, and each species has its own severity of malaria. Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria, Plasmodium falciparum. You need to remember these three species of Plasmodium, children. These, any of the species among these three can result in malaria. Okay, so malaria is a Plasmodium disease. This Plasmodium enters mosquito, right? Mosquito are the vectors here. Female Anopheles mosquito, right? Yes. So from female Anopheles mosquito, it finds its way into our body. Let us see how the malaria causes in our body. Children, you see, the cycle is divided into two parts here. One is in the mosquito host. One part of the life cycle of Plasmodium happens inside mosquito, and some part of the life cycle of Plasmodium happens inside human host. You can see here, from here to here, it is in human, and from here to here, okay, it is in insect, that is Plasmodium, mosquitoes, female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, let us start from here. See, this is your hand. Imagine Rashmi ma'am's hand. Abhi to mujhe machhar khat rahe sachi mein. Okay, yes. So now imagine this is a mosquito. It's not all mosquito. Okay, particularly female Anopheles mosquito, right? Yes. So now the female Anopheles mosquito is sucking blood from me, and I'm having malaria already. Assume Rashmi ma'am is having malaria now. Yes, so that means inside my body, inside the blood of mine, I'm having Plasmodium. Okay, yes. So how in the blood of Rashmi ma'am, what you have gametocytes. Gametocytes means what, children? Gametocytes means in the blood of Rashmi ma'am, what you have. Okay, let me change the color of pen for you. Okay, so gametes. Gametes means what, children? Can you see here? The sex cells, right? Male and female gametes. Okay, now the blood of Rashmi ma'am is having gametes. Okay, that blood will be entering into mosquito's body when it sucks. Okay, so inside the mosquito body, inside the mosquito's intestine, okay, inside the mosquito intestine, fertilization is happening. You can see here fusion of male and female. See, this is male gamete and this is female gamete, right? Now inside the mosquito's intestine, fertilization is taking. Okay, fertilization is taking. Once fertilization takes place, okay, the zygote start developing to make mature sporozoites. Now these sporozoites start moving from intestine of mosquito to the salivary gland. See, this is salivary gland of mosquito. Okay, salivary gland of mosquito. So now the sporozoites after fertilization, which have formed inside the intestine of mosquito, no? Yes, now the sporozoites start moving from intestine to salivary glands of mosquito. Okay, inside the salivary gland, you can see there are many sporozoites. See, can you see the long elongated structure? धाना जैसा लगता है ना, गेहूं जैसा, राइस चावल जैसा रेड कलर वाला लग रहा है ना? Yeah, they are all sporozoites, children. Now With sporozoites, the life cycle of Plasmodium inside the mosquito completes. Now these sporozoites waits to enter human. So now the mosquito which is having sporozoites in its salivary gland bites again to the blue or some other one. Okay, now releases the sporozoites into blood of the person, because the insect is having sporozoite in salivary gland, right? The mosquito, when it bites through salivary gland, it releases the sporozoites into the blood of another person. Now the sporozoites finally goes to liver. Through blood, it goes to liver. Inside the liver, what happens? Inside the liver, they do asexual reproduction, children. Inside the liver, what happens? The sporozoites undergo asexual reproduction and they become more in number. Okay, so now imagine these are, inside the liver, the sporozoite entered. This is liver cell. Okay, inside the liver cell, they are undergoing asexual reproduction. They are increasing in number and they are bursting the liver cells. Can you see the bursting of liver cells? Can you see the bursting of liver cells, children, here? Yes. Once they burst the liver cells, they release many in number into blood. Now, so you have many sporozoites in the blood. Now, these, sporozoites start entering red blood cells. Once they enter blood from the liver, okay, see, this is liver. Inside the liver cells, they undergo asexual reproduction, increase their number, bursting the liver cells, they enter blood. Okay, so in the blood you have RBC cells, right? You have RBC cells. Yes, now in the blood they start entering RBC cells. They start entering RBC cells. Okay, and again start reproducing inside the RBC cells. So once they start making RBC cells infected, no, once they multiply inside RBC cells, can you see inside RBC cell, the Plasmodium entering RBC cell, increasing their number by multiplying, and once they increase, they are bursting RBC. See, they are bursting RBC. As they burst RBC, you get chills, because to replenish the number of burst RBC, your body start making more and more RBCs. As you see, any engine works more and more, children. Any engine works more and more. It become heat, right? At kitchen you run grinder. At kitchen you run a mixer. So if you run it for a long time quickly at higher speed, it get heat. The machine. Sorry, the engine get heats, right? The same way here, as a body try to produce more and more RBCs, just to maintain the number in our body, we get chills. We get chills and we get fever. That's why fever with chills are the most prominent symptoms of malaria. Most prominent symptoms of malaria. And inside the RBC cells, now you can see, children, inside the RBC cells, they start making gametes. Inside the RBC cells, they start making gametes. Okay, so now inside the RBC cell, you can see the female gamete, and inside few RBCs, you can see male gamete. So now inside the blood of infected people, after some time, the Plasmodium start making gametes. And during next round of mosquito bite, again that mosquito bite will suck the blood, carrying the gametes into it, and the cycle repeats. Is it clear, children? This is how Plasmodium causes infection in our body, having two hosts. One host in mosquito, where fertilization takes place, resulting in making sporozoites. And sporozoite enters our body through blood and directly goes to liver, where in liver it infects liver cells, damages liver cells, and release out of liver cells by bursting them, and finds its way to blood. And from blood, it enters RBCs in our blood, start rupturing RBCs as they multiply inside RBCs, right? Yes. So once we start losing our RBCs, our body try to make more and more RBCs to balance their number. As a result, we get chills and fever, right? It is the common feature, most prominent, important feature of malaria, chills with fever. And After some time, this plasmodium start making gametes inside RBCs, okay? And these gametes, once again, they enter mosquito in next cycle. Is it clear, children? Any doubts here in plasmodium infection? Any doubt in this plasmodium life cycle, children? No? Any doubts? Any doubts, children? No? Okay, shall I go to next slide? Great. Okay. So the next protozoan disease, what we are going to discuss now is amoebiasis, children. Amoebiasis. Okay. Amoebiasis is a disease caused by protozoa, namely ent amoeba histolytica, children. Ent amoeba. Ent amoeba histolytica is also a protozoan, single cell eukaryotic cell, which causes disease commonly called as amoebic dysentery or amoebiasis. Okay, the main symptoms of amoebiasis includes constipation, okay, abdominal pain and cramps in the abdominal pain. Very important, stools means fecal matter will be containing more and more of mucus and blood clots. As the fecal matter contains more and more mucus, it it appears as liquid or watery. As the stool, as the fecal matter contain excess of mucus, it appears, watery. And along with the, mucus, it also has blood clots. Why blood clots? Because the amoeba which entered our body start infecting our alimentary canal cells, right? So it results in bleeding. Once the tissue inside our body start damaging, it results in bleeding. So that blood will, exhaust or, removed from the body through the stool. Okay, that's why stool will be having blood clots. Then how we get amoebiasis? How we get amoebiasis? Yes, we get amoebiasis through eating contaminated food, the food and the water which is contaminated with amoeba. Okay, so say for example, a person is, suffering from amoebiasis, is just defecated in open space or something. So from that, the spores of this amoebiasis start contaminating on food and other drinking water and subject objects around us. So when we inhale, or sorry, when we intake that food, when we intake that, water, so it enters our body and causes dysentery. Is it clear, children? Is it clear? Amoebiasis? Very simple. Yes, yes. Thank you so much for your response. Yes, now we are going to discuss one more disease, that is ascariasis. Ascariasis, which is, a common helminth infection. This is common helminth infection, children. It is mainly caused by helminth, ascaris, as helminthus member. You can see here the disease mechanism. Okay, the infected person is defecating through feces of infected person. See, through feces of infected person, the eggs of the parasite, the eggs of this ascaris. See, this person is having ascaris infection here. When he defecates, okay, through defecation, the eggs will be released to environment. Now this eggs will be, contaminated to soil and all, from that vegetables, food and all, so it gets started spreading contamination. Now when we infect the food which is contaminated with ascaris egg, now ascaris egg enters our intestine, and the inside the intestine it develops into, adult ascaris, female and male, right? Sorry, this is female, this is male. So it start making more and more ascaris adult inside our body. Again, these male and female makes, the eggs. After fertilization, they make eggs, and through defecation of that person, again it will be released to outer environment. So this is how the infection cycle continues. The main symptoms of ascariasis, internal bleeding, because, they are ascalmentous, they cause infection in our alimentary canal. Due to damage of tissue, you get internal bleeding, and pain of muscles. Muscle pain is common, and you get fever as a result of your immune action. anemia, loss of RBCs resulting in anemia, and blockage of intestinal passage, because you can see as they start depositing eggs and they start winding to intestine, it prevents it, it pauses the intestinal pathway. It start making what to say, it stops the pathway for food and all in the intestine. So your intestine will get blocked. Your intestine will get blocked. So this is about ascariasis, children, helminthic infection. Hope this is very simple, easy. So here you need to remember only, the causative organism, symptoms, and how it enters our body and how it causes infection. Very simple, children. You need not to break your head. Okay? Yes, good. So let's quickly, आ रहे हो ना बेटा, देखो अब ठीक है. W, am I visible? Okay, yes. So one more infection, one more parasitic infection, helminthic infection is elephantiasis, also called filariasis, children. Causative agent, Ocheria genus, having two species, Ocheria bancrofti and Ocheria malai. Okay, so this disease is, transmitted from healthy person to another person by mosquito bites. Female mosquito, like, Culex, Aedes, Anopheles female mosquito act as vectors. The causative agent, Vacheria, has two hosts. One is human and another is female. So the female mosquitoes act as vectors. They act as transportation vehicle from one person to another person. Through these mosquitoes, the Vacheria enters our body. Through mosquito bites, it enters our body and start infecting our different, parts of our body. As it enters, it generally first goes to lymphatic vessels, okay, in our body, and mainly it affects the lymphatic vessels of lower limbs like legs. You can see here, as it start, infecting your lymph vessels. Lymph is nothing but a fluid, right? If you're it collects lymphatic fluid, the seeping fluid in your body, and it start distributing in it, right? If your lymphatic vessel get damaged, what happens? It start accumulating there. As a result, you can see the swelling, you can see, imagine the severity of this disease, children. बच्चों देखो कैसे हो रहा है, like the lower limbs, the legs, they start swelling. The legs, the lower limbs start looking, like elephant leg, right? Yes. So this is why it's called elephantiasis. Is it clear, children? The main symptom, the main symptom is swelling, and it's mainly focusing on the lower limbs. Okay, the person find it difficult to walk. Sometimes, the appearance of the lower limbs may get changed because of the swelling. Is it clear, children? Is it clear, children? Elephantiasis? Yes. So no doubts. Okay, so we discussed almost 2 to 3 two protozoan and then two helminthic infections, right? Yes. So let us discuss one more fungal infection. It's very common infection, children. I must tell you, sometimes fungal infection, it appears very simple, very rare, but in some of the cases fungal infections are the deadliest infections. You actually, I thought of putting those photos, but I don't want to make you scared. That's why यस बेटा, लेग का होता है. W बेटा, ascaris, sorry, this infection elephantiasis is mainly affecting leg बच्चों. Yes. So okay, coming to your ringworm. Fungal infections are most dangerous infections. Okay. Yes. So today for your syllabus you have ringworms, so I'm discussing only ringworms. Okay. Ringworms are fungal infections caused by microsporum. Children, see, micro, it is not micro. Microsporum, trichophyton, and epidermophyton. So these three are the main fungal species responsible for ringworms. What they do when these fungi start sitting on a skin, especially the skin, okay, especially the skin, they start damaging our skin and causing lesions on our skin. Can you see here? Dry scaly lesions. See, it is scaly lesions. It can occur in any part of your body, okay, wherever, especially wherever you have skin folds like this, okay. And you can see this kind of infection in scalp, okay, of your hair, or nails also, around the nails, between the fingers, especially between the fingers of your feet, okay. So these are the common places where you can see ringworms, children. Is it clear? Yes, yes, yes. Why it is ringworm called, generally fungal infection, the spores, they start spreading this way, bacho. The spores. Next. They make, the appearance of the growth appears in circle. Generally, that's why we get, see, this is fungi. As it starts spreading, it spreads 360-degree. As a result, you get, ring-like infection. Hence, it is ringworm. Is it clear? That's what I'm telling you, W beta. See, this is fungal colony. Now it starts spreading. As it starts spreading, 360-degree, it start making new cells, right? New hyphae, new spores. So it starts spreading in circular pattern. So however, as it starts spreading, the cells below it will get damaged, no? So you get in rashes in circular pattern. This is how. Hence the name ringworm. Is it clear, children? Is it clear? Is it clear, W beta? Okay. So now you can treat this fungal infection by applying some ointments, like, antifungal compounds. Yes. Yes, children. So far we discussed about, infections, right? Yes. The pathogens, we discussed bacterial pathogen, viral diseases, helminthic infections, okay, protozoal infections, and fungal infections, right? Yes. Now we are going to discuss the other part in our body, the other side of this, health condition. See, if we are healthy, say for example, I don't know, in my age now, there are so many microbes which are entering. Of course, in your place also now, so many microbes are entering your body, but you're not getting infected all time, right? Right? Yes. Why? Because your body is having immune system, your body is having some mechanism. That immune system is giving you strength to fight those microbes. That's why you're healthy. Yes. So that ability of your body, the overall ability of your body to fight disease causing microbes is called immunity. Immunity is the ability of your body to fight disease, and the mechanism, the system, organ systems, the cells, the chemicals inside your body which fights the microbes causing disease are called immune system, children. Immune system gives some strength to you. That strength is nothing but immunity. Is it clear? Yes. So there are two types of immunity, children, mainly innate immunity and acquired immunity. Innate immunity and acquired immunity. So innate means, children, by birth. Innate means what? Innate means by birth. So there are some ability, immune ability, okay, there are some defense mechanism in our body. We have them by birth. We have them by birth, okay. And these immune mechanism what we have by birth, they are non-specific. Then non-specific means they give primary protection to all sort of, they protect us from all sort of infections. Primary, say for example, समझ लो एक चोर आपके घर के अंदर घुस रहा है, ओके, एक चोर आपके घर के अंदर घुस रहा है, ओके. What is the first line of, defense in your house? Door, right? Doors. Yes. So door is common to everyone. ओके जो भी चोर हो, वो गोल्ड को चुराने वाला चोर हो, बर्तन को चुराने वाला चोर हो, फर्नीचर्स को चुराने वाला चोर हो, या पैसे को चुराने वाला चोर हो, बच्चों को चुराने वाला चोर हो, कोई भी चोर हो, ओके द डोर, दरवाजे जो है ना वो प्राइमरी डिफेंस है ना, इट इज नॉन स्पेसिफिक, कॉमन है, जो भी हो उसको प्रोटेक्ट, उसको अंदर आने से रोकते हैं, इट इज नॉन स्पेसिफिक, इट इज नॉट स्पेसिफिक। अच्छा तुम बर्तन को चोरी करने आए हो, आ जाओ आ जाओ, नहीं, ओ तुम गोल्ड को चोरी करने के आए हो, मत आओ, नो ऐसे नहीं है ना, दरवाजे सबको रोकता है, द सेम वे हाँ विंडो भी दरवाजा है ना, मैं सिर्फ विंडो विंडो दरवाजे, ओके खिड़कियां दरवाजे दोनों a kind of non-specific, right? Yes. So these innate immunity, for example skin बच्चों, जो हमारा स्किन है ना, you are having skin by birth, yes, and it is giving protection against all sort of microbes in our body, right, it is preventing. Yes, so skin is a innate immunity, best example. Acquired immunity क्या होता है, कभी कभी शोर कुछ और रास्ता ढूंढ लेता है, दरवाजा खिड़की के बिना भी कुछ और रास्ता को ढूंढ लेके अंदर आते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल वेंटिलेटर्स, okay ventilators, okay underground chambers, right, so now pipelines somehow किसी और तरीके से अंदर आ जाता है, like we can't predict from how they are entering. So after entry of the thieves into our house, other than the doors and windows, then we realize, okay, और किसी रास्ता है, और रास्ता से चोर अंदर घुस रहे हैं, हमें क्या करना है, उस रास्ते को हमें बंद करना है। एक कब समझ में आता है हमें, चोर आने के बाद हमें समझ में आता है, राइट ना, है ना, इट इज अक्वायर्ड, चोर आने के बाद हमें समझ में आता है उस चोर को कैसे रोकना है, दैट इज अक्वायर्ड इम्यूनिटी। अक्वायर्ड इम्यूनिटी मीन्स it is gained after our immune system has taken some measure after some infection, and it prevents from further infection, right, that is acquired immunity, children. Yes, so we have two types of immunity, one is innate immunity and acquired immunity. Yes, first we'll talk about innate immunity. So innate immunity are of four types of barriers, like you have darwaze, you have kidkiya, you have many others, right, gate, you have compound, these are all your innate immunity for house, right. The same way in our body we have four types of innate immunity, children. We have four types barriers of innate immunity. Barriers means obstacles that prevents microbes or pathogens to enter our body. First is physical barriers. Physical barriers means skin and mucus. See, skin is a physical barrier, right? Mucus in your nose. See, why we have mucus? See, I'm getting running nose, right? Why? Because I'm having infection. So now my body is secreting mucus here such that whatever the microbes entering more and more will trap here. Mucus, right? Yes. So the skin and mucus throughout your gastrointestinal tract, throughout your respiratory tract, throughout your urinary tract and genital tract. Why? These mucus is sticky in nature. So whenever these microbes tries to enter our body through these different tracts, they will get trapped and destroy there itself, right? So they act as physical barriers, mucus and skin. Remember, children, and they are by birth, right? You have skin and mucus by birth, and they are non-specific. वो फर्क नहीं पड़ता है फंगस को, if अच्छा भैया तुम फंगस ओ मैं आपसे नहीं लड़ती हूँ, अच्छा भैया तुम वायरस हो मैं आपसे नहीं लड़ती हूँ, नो ऐसे नहीं ना, स्किन एंड म्यूकस सबको प्रिवेंट करता है हमारे अंदर आने से, राइट. यस, इट इज कॉमन नॉन स्पेसिफिक kind of immunity. Next, physical barriers. The second type is physiological barrier. Physiological barriers means what? There must be some chemicals inside our body, right? Chemical secretions or some metabolites made in our body. For example, stomach makes acid. That's why sometimes we eat, most contaminated food. but still we are surviving. See, the खाना जो हम खाते हैं ना, जब हम खाते प्लेट से मुंह तक कितना एयर एक्सपोज होता है ना, एयर में कितना माइक्रोब्स होता है. सो जो माइक्रोब्स जो एयर में है आपके खाने में भी हो सकता है. जब आप खाते हो वो आपका खाने से खाने food, through food it may enter your body, but still they are destroyed in our body. How? Acid is there in stomach. While your food mixes with acid, you're washing your food with acid in stomach, right? Yes, so it's a kind of sterilization. And also saliva in mouth. In your mouth you have saliva, right? So your saliva is having antimicrobial enzymes. Antimicrobial enzymes. Which is that antimicrobial enzyme? Can I have? Lysozyme. Yes, this lysozyme kills microbes, especially bacteria, by breaking their cell wall, right? Yes. And tears in our eye also have lysozyme. Okay, that's why whenever microbes enters our eye, it get killed by lysozyme enzyme in the tears. So stomach in the acid, saliva in the mouth, tears in the eye is the best example for physiological barriers. They are acting as barriers, right? Yes. The third one is cellular barriers. Inside our body there are some cells which prevents pathogens. Either they kill the pathogens or they eat the pathogens. Best examples of white blood cells, children, white blood cells, neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, right? Your T cells, B cells, all these are WBC cells. They mainly help in removal of microbes. Monocyte, they eat the microbes. Natural killer cells, they kills the microbes which are entering our body. So these are all cells, they are acting as barriers, right? Yes. The last type is cytokine barriers. Cytokines are nothing but, children, a type of proteins which are secreted in our body from viral infected cells. Say, for example, in our body, we have many cells, right? We have many cells, okay? So imagine there is one cell which is infected with virus. Virus infected, okay? जो virus infected cell होता है ना, इस सेल से कुछ प्रोटीन्स बनते हैं, इनका नाम जो है इंटरफेरॉन्स. ओके, जो इंटरफेरॉन्स बनते हैं ना बच्चों, ये इंटरफेरॉन्स जो है, ये इंटरफेरॉन ऐसे होता है, ये जाके है ना सराउंडिंग नाइबरहुड में जो भी सेल्स होता है इसके ऊपर ऐसे अटक जाते हैं, सो ये इंटरफेरॉन बाइंडिंग की वजह से further these cells will not bind to virus. So interference binds to the surrounding healthy cells and prevent those cells from infecting with virus. Like interference, there are other immune chemicals secreted by our cells and they are together called cytokines. Is it clear, children? So this is how. But a natural killer cells okay, good question, W. Killer cells means they kill microbes. Natural killer cells means they are the cells, their job is to kill microbes. By nature, they are meant for killing microbes. Hence the name natural killer cells. Okay? Yes. So hope you understood all these 4 types of innate barriers. Okay? Physical, physiological, cellular, and cytokine. Good. Now we are talking about acquired immunity, children. Acquired immunity. Acquired means it is gained after infection. मतलब चोर आने के बाद हम कुछ मेजर ले ले. ओके, दूसरी बार चोर को उस तरफ नहीं आना है ना, चोर को रोकना है. जो चोर आने के बाद हम मेजर्स लेते हैं ना, वो अक्वायर्ड इम्यूनिटी होता है. एंड इट इज पैथोजन स्पेसिफिक. जो चोर आके गोल्ड को चुरा के गए तो हम क्या करते हैं, सेफ्टी लॉकर्स बनवाते हैं. ओके, सेफ्टी लॉकर्स आर गोल्ड स्पेसिफिक टू गोल्ड चुराने वाले चोर, राइट? आर यू गेटिंग? स्पेसिफिक सिक्योरिटी लॉकर्स क्यों होता है? टू प्रिवेंट theft of gold, jewelry, and cash. So it is specific. The same way, acquired immunity is pathogen specific. How it happens? पिछले बार चोर आया था, आके गेनी एंड कैश को चुरा के गया था, इसलिए हमने क्या किया है, बेस्ड ऑन दैट मेमोरी हम what we did, we made safety lockers. The same way here, look at this picture. First time some pathogens are infecting your body. Okay, you have immune cells. हाँ, yes W बेटा, ठीक है, आप सही बोल रहे हैं. Okay, see, the first time infection is happening, but our B cells, immune cells, B cells are a type of immune cells, no children. They are very important because B cells are the one which produces antibodies in our body. Okay, B cells are the one which produce antibodies, right? Yes. So जो B cells होता है ना, इसको समझ में नहीं आता है क्या करना होना है, like because this is first time infection, so it takes time to increase its number. Because earlier B cells were less, so it increased its number, and then few of the B cells made antibodies. Can you see here? Few of the B cells made antibodies, and few of the B cells, saved as memory. Few of the B cells saved as a copy of memory in our body, and they are long lived. Those cells which are kept as memory in our library, in our body, they are long lived. But whereas some of the B cells, they start producing antibodies and they are short lived. Okay, yes. So after making antibodies at sufficient level, the antibodies destroy your pathogen, so infection went down. See, infection was increasing. Meantime, the B cells number also increased. Antibodies produced. As a result, antibody binds to pathogen and destroyed pathogen. So once antibodies started destroying pathogen, infection goes down. But still in your body, you have a memory of that B cell who knows this particular antigen, right? Yes. Now the same antigen after some time comes in, again causes infection. Okay. Yes, antibody mixes with antigen, children, to make antigen antibody complex to destroy the antigen. So this response is your primary antibody response, bacho, because primary, first time antibodies are producing against this antigen for the first time, right? Primary response. Now the same pathogen enters your body for the second time, repeated infection. You can see here your B cell took this much time, right? Say for example, this is day, right? 0 day, first day to 7 day. So to get an efficient, fight, it took 7 days of time. All these 7 days, B cells were increasing in number and making antibodies, right? Yes. But either they clue. During second infection, once the bacteria enters, you can see here, this is first day, and the maximum number of B cells and antibodies are produced at third day. Can you see here? Third day. Why? Because you had memory cell, right? It quickly multiplied, and that cell already know that which type of antibody should make. That's why quickly multiplying and making antibodies. So your time response to antigen was less. Here, during primary response, the response to antigen was not less, it is more, right? It was more, but here it was less. So which one is effective? The second time, what the immune response is getting, you're getting second immune response, right? Secondary immune response. This is very strong compared to your primary immune response, because it's giving immediate effect due to memory. Is it clear, children? Is it clear? Yes. Okay. So in acquired immunity, the immunity is pathogen specific, and you get to see primary response and secondary response. It mainly works on memory. Due to memory, secondary response is more effective. Okay, and in acquired immunity, two types of cells are very important: B cells, B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. They play a very important role in acquired immunity, and B cells are the one which produces antibodies. ओके, स्ट्रक्चर समझ में नहीं आया बच्चों? ओके, ठीक है, लेट अस स्टडी वन मोर टाइम. सी, ओके, स्ट्रक्चर समझ में नहीं आया? ओके, सी, इमेजिन पहले टाइम, द फर्स्ट टाइम thief is entering house. So you don't know, you are not expecting thief, so you know घोड़े बेच के सो जाना, right? Yes, the same way your immune system was not aware of the thing that okay, chor is entering. That's why your B cells were just relaxing. Okay, once the pathogen entered your body and started infection, causing infection, your B cells get alert and he finds okay, एक चोर किसके लिए आए हैं, like what type of thief he is. Looking into the type of thief, the B cells started multiplying its number and produced antibodies. So identifying the thief and producing weapons suitable for that thief took some time for the B cell. Okay, as a result, to give response to the thief by making antibodies, it took most of the time. It took much time. So the first time immune response to this thief, this pathogen, was given little late by the B cell. So this immune response is called primary immune response in our body, right? So first time it is giving response to pathogen here. So this is first immune response for the pathogen. Okay, yes. After antibody production, the antigen will die and infection goes down. Infection goes down. Now, again, B cells will be having memory cells, right? So, abhi B cell ko yaad hai, okay, एक चोर आया था, एक चोर आया था, okay. दूसरी बार जो वो घुसने की गलती करता है, the same चोर दूसरी बार जब घुसने की गलती करता है, क्या होता है? बी सेल्स ऑलरेडी नो, ओके, ये पहले वाला चोर है, इसको क्या है, क्या करना है, इसका वीकनेस क्या है, सर पे मारना है. इसका वीकनेस क्या है, सर पे मारना है. जो सर पे मारने के लिए जो चाहिए, मुझे पता है मैं कहाँ रखी हूँ. यस, so now what this B cell do? Because of its memory, it will multiply quickly and produce suitable antibodies without wasting time, without wasting which weapon to choose to hit that chore, because I knew which weapon to choose. Accordingly, the B cell will make antibody. Okay, and now within less time, see earlier the same pathogen B cell fight for 7 days. Now see, within 3 days the B cell is making antibodies, and within 3 days the antibodies are fighting the pathogen. Okay, and the pathogens are dying. So within 3 days the immunity is raised and started fighting pathogen. So and immediately infection goes down. Immediately infection goes down. You can see infection was up to 30 days. Now you can see by 10 day infection is coming down. So secondary immune response was more effective compared to primary immune response. Is it clear, children? Is it clear now? Yes, hope this is clear. And see, in acquired immunity, memory is very important. That's why we give quick response when a thief enters for the second or third time, right? Because of a memory experience. Yes. And in acquired immunity, B cells and T cells plays very important role, children. B cell and T cells plays very important role. B cells produces antibodies, whereas T cells, your T cell produces immune chemicals like, you know, cytokines, interferons, right? Yeah, your T cells are mainly responsible for production of cytokines and other immune chemicals. Okay, yes, so B cells and T cells. Remember this, B cells always produces antibodies and T cells produces immune chemicals, right? Okay, now children, structure of Antibody. Children will do one thing. I think you are running out of time. Okay, so antibody will do tomorrow. Antibody structure will do tomorrow. Okay, yes. So now I'll just give you some information. T cell. If in your immunity, if T cell is playing important role, then that immune response is called cell mediated immune response, CMI. Cell mediated immune response. Okay, yes. If immune response is mainly due to antibodies, if antibodies are playing very important role in immune response, then that type of immune response is called humoral mediated immune response. Humoral means children blood. So antibodies will be in blood, right? So humoral. Yes, antibody mediated immune response is called humoral. T cell mediated immune response is called cell mediated immune response, children. Okay, yes. So tomorrow we'll be doing this active and passive immunity and antibodies. So from that we'll be continuing with some other medical conditions like allergy, immunization, okay, and then drugs. Okay, yes, children. So let us do some 2 to 3 quiz questions. Tell me, which of the following is a causative organism of ringworm? Which of the following fungi? Come on, answer quickly. Which of the following fungi is responsible for ringworm? Microsporum, trichophyton, epidermophyton, or microsporum? Yes, very good. Microsporum. Children, here you didn't understand the question. I asked which of the following causes. Okay, I didn't read the question. I'm just asking which of the following is a causative organism. See, microsporum, trichophyton, epidermophyton, all these causes ringworm. Question is not which one of the following is not the causative organism. Microsporum, children. You don't have fungi by name microsporum, right? In fact, while explaining, I told you it's remember microsporum, not microsporum. Indirectly, I have given answer, right? While explaining. Okay. Now tell me, typhoid is caused by which organism? Is it due to plasmodium or trichophyton or rhinovirus or salmonella typhi? Which pathogen? Tell me. Tell me quickly. The blue beta, you didn't read the question, first question correctly, right? You just skip not from it. Yeah, salmonella typhi, salmonella typhi. Okay, so plasmodium causes malaria, trichophyton ringworm, rhinovirus, common cold. Yes. Oh my god. Now tell me, the common cold is caused by which pathogen? Shit. I had given clue. Okay, tell me, common cold is caused by. Common cold is caused by. Very good. Rhinovirus. Very good. Very good. Okay, children. Yes. Thank you so much for your response, W. Right. You're giving right answer. Okay, children. We are stopping here and the rest of the things we'll be discussing in next session. And hope you enjoyed the session. If you have any doubts, please do let me know through QA panel. Otherwise, you can ask me next session as well. Children, please do like the session, give feedback and rate the session, subscribe Basidia and spread the information. Share the link to your friends and the students who are in needy. Okay? Yes, children, bye, take care, and we'll meet in next class. Till then, take care, bye-bye, have a good day. Have a good day, children. Thank you so much. Bye.